Hello, my beautiful friends. I'm so excited to be back here with you for day 3 of the Team Building Bootcamp. If you noticed yesterday in the Facebook group, we are giving away prizes. We're giving away no pressure direct seller merch. Okay. And we're going to be doing gift cards and a one-on-one with me. So the way to get entered into that is to do one of 3 things. The first thing is to comment on people's posts. The second is to do the challenges, participate. And the third is to listen to this podcast, which you're already doing. And you get bonus points if you subscribe to my channel. So thank you in advance. We're going to be giving away those prizes, announcing those winners on Friday. Today's a big day because we're talking about sharing your business, how to share your business, where your prospects are. But also, we're going to be chatting about No Pressure Direct Seller, which is my program for direct sellers that teaches you how to build a profitable and sustainable business using my no pressure approach. I've done it. I've been there. I've done it. I've had results. I've seen many other people do the same. And so now we teach it inside No Pressure Direct Seller. So I'll be sharing more on that during our training today. But what we're going to be talking today, we're diving into is just different ways to share the business. And I'm going to be sharing a way that I teach my no pressure direct sellers because it's a very conversational way of sharing the business. And there's no pressure involved. And sometimes I think these opportunity presentations or these webinars or however you guys share your business, sometimes they can be really icky and gross, right? And I think it's just so important to remember that you need to be relational. There needs to be a connection. It needs to make sense. You're not just asking random people if they want to join your team. Okay. And I think sometimes we think that, like, sometimes that's what we're doing because we think we're supposed to share with anyone and everyone. We need to be open to sharing. We need to be listening so that we know when is the right time. But you can also create those opportunities yourself. So today I'm going to be telling you about a strategy that I call coffee chats. And it's basically sharing the business in a very using the no pressure approach. And it can be done online. It can be done online. It's with a small group of women, and it really consists of them asking you questions. And I'm going to dive into that later today, diving into what questions you ask them to get the conversation started. It's really good. We've had great results with it. So, but before I do that, I do want, or before we get to that point, you need to know who to ask. Now, at the beginning of this week, I had you write a list of your current prospects, right? People who have shown an interest in the business, or people that you've maybe talked to about the business, but it wasn't the right time. Or maybe they're your top customers, or maybe they're your top hostesses. Whoever you think would be a good member of your team would benefit from starting their own business. Okay. Now, yes, everybody could benefit from having their own business, but there are some people that this is meant for, and there are some people that it's not. And for many people, it's not the right time right now, and that's okay. And for others, it is. But you won't know unless you are willing to have that conversation. And we were talking about this in the VIP group yesterday. It's very easy to get kind of caught up in that stigma, right? In the stigma of direct sales and network marketing and what people might think of you if you talk about the business. There's this fear, right? There's this fear of massive judgment, rejection, all the things. We're so afraid of that. But here's the thing, you don't need to be, because when you turn it around and you think about it more from the perspective of it not being about you, it being about how you can help others, how this opportunity, not even you, how this opportunity to start a business from, like, they can start this business. They don't have to start it from scratch, as in they don't have to worry about where they're going to create the product and then ship the product. And then like, so much of it is done already. This is a great way to just dip your foot into starting your own business. But where do you find prospects? Where do you find prospects? This is a question I get a lot. And I think the reason for this question is because we think that we don't know. We're like, it, it's almost like sometimes we look at our business as black and white. So we have our customers, we have our hostesses, if you're a party plan company, and we have our potential team members. And so we're like, okay, so I've got to do all these things, and I've got to make sure I'm selling my product, and I've got to make sure that I'm booking parties, and I've also got to make sure that I'm talking about the business. But the thing is all of these pieces in your business intertwine. Most often, your team members are going to be customers and hostesses. Not all the time, definitely not all the time, but for the most part, that's where they are. So I want you to think about this for a second. Your customers are your warmest market. Does that mean you need to go and start pitching your business to them? No. What it does mean is that I want you to make sure that you are consistently sharing your transformation, like we talked about that yesterday with your signature story. You're sharing your story of before. You're sharing not the whole thing, but you're planting seeds. You're talking about it. Because here's the thing. In the world that we live in, this social media world, people are watching you all the time. You have no idea how many people are currently watching you that are like, hmm, hmm, maybe one day, right? They're watching you. They're thinking about it. So you need to nurture that relationship. So inside No Pressure Direct Seller, there's a framework that I teach, and it's called the ACEs framework. So when you have all four elements, all four pieces working in your business is going to be working seamlessly. So those pieces are attract. How do you consistently attract people? How do you convert those people into customers, team members, and hostesses if you're party plan? Engage. You've got to be engaging and nurturing. And then the last one is serving. That's all a part of it. You've got to be doing all of those things in order to build these relationships. And that is exactly what you're doing. So if you are talking about things, you are sharing things, you're not only solving the problem that your product solves, you're also talking about the problems that starting your own business solves. That is how you start nurturing. That's how you start building these relationships, planting those seeds. It doesn't happen overnight. And that's frustrating for so many, right? Because we just want it to happen overnight. We're like, we want it to happen now. Thank you and good day. But it doesn't. It's all about staying consistent. Now, if you were to ask top leaders who are sponsoring like crazy, who have big downlines, like what do? I guarantee you the biggest thing that is keeping them or on this path of momentum and growth is they don't care. They don't get caught up in the feelings. They're not getting caught up in the what ifs. What if someone says no? What if I say the wrong thing? What if? No, they don't care. They're consistently building relationships. They're consistently asking, meaning they're consistently saying, hey, have you ever thought about doing, well, I hate that question. I don't know why I always go back to that question. Have you ever thought about doing something like this? Like, no, of course they haven't. Like, no, why do we say that? I hate that. That's like ingrained in me from my 17 years of being in direct sales. I just don't like that question anymore. I think something more is, have you ever thought about something more? Have you ever thought that there's more for you out there? Have you ever thought about making something out of your life? Okay, maybe not quite say it like that, because that sounds like your life sucks. Have you ever thought about actually doing something? Yeah, don't do that. That's not going to work so well for you. But the questions that I'm going to be talking about that come up in your coffee chat, those are the great questions to be asking. Okay? Because that's what starts those brains working, right? Like thinking in that direction, their minds working and thinking in that direction. Because so many people haven't even thought about it because we're so busy living life, right? We're so busy doing all the things that we need to do throughout the day that it's not like, you know what? I wonder if I should do direct sales. Like, no, that doesn't happen. So anyway, today we're going to dive into all of this. We're going to dive even more into it. So my encouragement to you is to show up for that. If you can't be there live, because I know we have some people out in New Zealand. Yes, we do. Australia, the UK. Hey girl, hey. watch the replays. And we're going to be back here tomorrow for a really good discussion about objections, because there are so many objections that people have, right? I'm going to tell you how to overcome them. So can't wait to see you today for the live. It's going to be awesome. And I'll see you back here tomorrow for our next episode of the Team Building Bootcamp, or the Team Building Podcast, I think is what I'm calling it. Anyway, thanks for listening, my friend. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.